So this next story is from a country called Syria. Have you heard of Syria? Anybody heard of Syria?
Syria.
Well, you can hear this story, and then the next time you hear of Syria, maybe you'll remember it. So this story starts with a young boy called Said. Remember that sound we learned yesterday? The ah, just like my name, Alia. Said. And Said, well, he was lazy. He was lazier than lazy. He was so lazy, it was crazy. I mean, Said didn't do anything. I'm a little bit lazy, to be honest with you, but at least I clean up after myself. I put stuff away, you know, sometimes. But Said never did any of that. Do you help out around the house? Are you helpful?
No, you don't.
That was the problem with Said. He just didn't do anything around the house. Nothing. Until one day, his mother was just so sick of him. She was at her wit's end. You see, Said was growing and growing and growing, and with his growth, his laziness was growing and growing and growing as well. There was nothing she could do about it. And so one day, she burst into his room as he was playing on his, what was the name of that game you were playing yesterday, Nathan?
Flipside.
That one, yes. So he was playing on that, and his mother barged in and she said, Said, go out, and I don't want you to come back until you bring me a golden
lira.
That's right, a golden lira. What's a golden lira?
A golden coin.
Well, Said thought to himself, what? Where do you even get a golden lira from? He had no idea. Where do you think you would get a golden lira from?
What do work? Chores.
Anyway, he thought it would be easy to get one. Can't be that hard. So that night he went to bed and he slept so soundly. But his father was really worrying about him. His father was thinking, hold on a minute. Said doesn't even know how to do his bed. He doesn't even know how to do the dishes. How is he going to get a golden lira? So his father made Said a sandwich, and then he crept into his bedroom, opened the door, went to the closet, opened the closet door, opened the door, reached in underneath the neatly folded clothes, and out he pulled out a golden lira. And he put it in Said's sandwich bag, and he went to sleep. And the next morning, Said woke up. And he went straight into the kitchen, grabbed his sandwich bag, and he said, bye, Mama, bye, Baba. And off he went to find his lira. And he walked. And he walked, and he walked, and he walked, and he walked, and he walked. And he walked. And he walked, 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 and he walked until he was getting a rumbly in his tumbly. He was hungry. So he opened up his bag and he reached inside, and out came
a golden lira.
A golden lira. Well, that wasn't so hard, thought Said. And he gobbled up his sandwich and he went back home. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Said, said his mother, back already? Yes, Mama. Did you bring me the golden lira? Yes, Mama. And Said handed over the golden lira, and his mother, a golden lira indeed. Well done, my son. Now, go and get me another one. And Said thought to himself, what? But he thought it couldn't be that hard. So that night he went to sleep, a deep, lovely sleep. And meanwhile, his father was worrying about Said. So he made him his sandwich, went into his room, opened the door, went into the closet, opened that door, went into the drawer, opened that, reached underneath the neatly folded clothes, and out he pulled out another golden lira. He put it into Said's sandwich bag and he went to sleep. The next morning, Said woke up and he went and he grabbed his sandwich bag and he said, "Bye, Mama, bye, Baba," and off he went. And he walked. And he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked. He walked. And he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked until he had a rumbly in his tummy. He was hungry. He reached into his sandwich bag and out came
golden lira.
the golden lira again. So he gobbled up his sandwich. That was easy. And he went back home. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Said, said his mother. Back already? Yes, Mama. Did you get me the golden lira? Yes, Mama. And he handed her the golden lira, and a golden lira indeed. Well done. Well done, my son. Now go and get me another one. And Said just, what is up with her and this golden lira, man? And he went to sleep. But that night, his father was really, really worried. Like really worried. Why do you think he was really worried?
They didn't have another one.
Because he'd run out of golden liras. He had no more golden liras to give Said. His mom had them all now. So that night, Said slept. And the next morning when he woke up, he grabbed his sandwich bag. Bye, Mama. Bye, Baba. And he walked. And he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked until he had a rumbly in his tumbly. He was hungry. So he reached into his sandwich bag and he reached again. And he reached again. And he reached again. There was no golden lira, only his sandwich. So he gobbled it up and he kept walking. And he walked for many days and many, many nights until he reached a city. And in that city, the people spoke another language, but Said learned it quite quickly. And he found his way to the market. And in the market, what kinds of shops do you think you would find? Yeah, stores.
Aldi
Stores.
Veg.
What else? Vegetable stores.
Clothes.
All sorts of all sorts of stores. And he found all these stalls and these stores, but the one that caught his eye was quite a special store. He'd never seen anything like it. There were velvet cushions and silken scarves and majestic curtains, and they were all made out of a golden string. Well, Said went straight into that shop and he went straight to the master in the shop and he said, "Can I work here?" And the master looked him up and down. "Yes," he said. Now, what Said didn't know was that this master was very, very mean. And everybody wondered where this golden string came from, but the master never told anybody. Until one day, he woke Said up very, very early, and off they went outside of the city, the master on his donkey and Said walking beside him. And they went to the bottom of a mountain. And with a flick of a finger, the master called out, "Ho!" And from the sky, a giant eagle came swooping down. And with it, this eagle had the golden string. in all shapes and sizes, thin string and thick string and gentle, delicate string and rough string, all types of golden strings. It was, you see, the eagle's nest. Now Said watched how the master treated the eagle, and he was not nice. He was not any nicer to the eagle than he was to Said or to anybody else. So the next time they went to see the eagle, Said had brought with him some breadcrumbs. And when they arrived, Said made sure that he fed the eagle the breadcrumbs, and he stroked it too. And the eagle was quite a clever beast, you see, and he could tell that Said had a kind heart. And so, without a word of warning, he opened his beak and clasped it onto the collar of the master, and he took him up into the sky. He flew and circled and circled and circled and landed at the top of that mountain, and the master was never seen again. But Said and the eagle remained friends. And who do you think the store went to when the master disappeared?
Said.
To Said! From that day on, Said became the master of that store, and only he knew where the golden string came from. But he was generous. He accumulated not just one golden lira, so many golden liras, more than he could count, but he shared them, and he was happy to. And he always remembered his mother and his father every time a new golden lira came into his hands. And he wanted to go back home. And just as he was planning to return, disaster struck the city. An earthquake shook the city and all that was in it, including all the beautiful buildings and Said's own palatial home. Everything was ruined. And so Said gave all of his golden coins, all of them, so that this city that became his new home for a while could be rebuilt. He gave it all away, except for one golden lira. Why do you think he held on to one golden lira?
For his mother.
For his mother, that's right. And so he put this golden lira deep into the pocket of his trousers, and he sewed them shut. And then he put on a large jacket known as abaya on top. And he bid goodbye to his city, watching it being rebuilt in all its majestic beauty. And he walked back home. And he walked. And he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked and he walked. And he walked. He walked and he walked and he walked until he reached his home. And there he knocked on the door. Tuk, tuk, tuk. There his mother and his father stood, with silver streaks in their hair. For so much time had passed, more years than Said had known. And without saying a word, Said reached into his pocket. He unstitched it, reached deeply in, and displayed his golden lira. And his mother took the golden lira, and she said, "Thank you, my son. One day, this golden lira, it will be spent. But the gold that lies in your heart, that is a gold which, no matter how much you give of it, it will never be spent. There will always be more." And you know what? They say that it's true. They say that every single one of us has this special type of gold inside us. A gold that no matter how much we give of it, it will never be spent. There will always be more. And just like the giant eagle, we have the strength to decide who deserves our gold and who doesn't.